Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all honor and glory to Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Rekah Kodash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect, all right? Lord, when this lesson be edifying to so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians who consist of the 12 tribes of Israel, right? It's your fellow servant Yahawah from the GMS Orlando camp, back with another Lord willing edifying lesson. And this topic is going to be an in-transit rant. And Lord willing, you know, it hits it right on the nail. But as I was listening to Apostle Tahar's video about Bishop Nate, okay, and him trying to slither his way, you know, brothers done videos on him trying to slither his way, you know, trying to slither his way back on track to talk about the MOTB. But see, you don't understand that the Lord has sent the men already to search out the matter. Okay? I think it's a scripture in Ecclesiastes talks about, roughly paraphrasing, you know, the Lord, and not in so many words, the Lord should have set the table, and it's up to the kings to search out the matter. You know? And the kings have searched out the matter, man. The men of the Lord have searched out that matter. Okay? So it makes you look like a fool, because guess what? You know, the elect are amongst you. You have some of the elect that are sincere. If you are of the elect, you are sincere. Okay? Now, they are among you, and they're seeing the bullshit that you're doing, man. Okay? They seeing the hypocrisy, man. You know? And they're gonna pack their shit up and leave. And that's not just under Bishop Nate. That's from wherever the elect are amongst. Okay? The Lord is gonna smite the shepherd, and the sheep are gonna flee. You know? Because you're not teaching sound doctrine. One of the biggest commandments that the Lord gave Peter, he commanded him to feed the sheep. You know, you love me, Peter? Hey, feed my sheep. And he told him 3 times. Feed my sheep, feed my sheep. Because the Lord, you know, is the shepherd that lays down his life for the sheep. He knows that he's died for, you know, ultimately all of Israel. But in this case, on this side, the remnant of Israel, you know, which is that 1/3, okay, that he died for the first fruits. So it's a major thing when you teaching them, when you're going off with your doctrine, okay? Because you have to warn them, okay? You have to give them warning. You know, the scriptures say you have to give them warning. You know, what are they going to look at if you just constantly easing your way up at night and not just being humble, you know, being prideful, and not being humble about what the MOTB is and who actually has the correct breakdown for it, man. You know, and acknowledging that the Lord, you know, the Lord is dealing with those men. You know, the Lord is the Lord is knocking down all pride. Okay? If you're not humble, the Lord knocking it down. You know, the meek shall inherit the earth. You know, you got to show those characteristics, man. You know, go ahead and give it up, man. You know, hey, you know, you had your time of fooling people. You had your run. You jet set it. You got to live. You know, just come on out and say it, man. You know, the apostles and elders, man. The apostles of Great Millstone. They have the correct breakdown, because you're saying your right hand, your phone in your right hand. You don't even know that the elders, apostles, and brothers done went into dextrose. Meaning, if I'm left-handed, you know, that's my power hand. So that word, you know, it goes into the word hand goes into dextrose. You know, or right hand, that word right hand, it goes into dextrose. And it talks about that being your power hand. If I play soccer and I'm a left-footed soccer player, meaning I score on my left side, then my power foot is my left side. Why would the fuck would my power foot be my right hand? But you don't even know that, man. You know, that secret was not, it's maybe being revealed to you now, but it was not given to you. Okay? And you got to humble down, man, because you have the sheep in your possession. You know, and you can't, the scriptures tell you, you can't offend the little ones. Once they find out that you've been taking them in all these camps, I ain't just talking about, you know, Yahawashi. Once they find out you've been taking their money and you haven't been giving them sound doctrine, you haven't been giving them, I'm talking about the sincere amongst the sincere elect amongst this group. Once they find out, man, they're gonna leave you. Okay? They're gonna spit on your name. You know, they're gonna count your ass as a false prophet. You know, as they should, man, because you caused them, you know, to almost tumble. Okay? But like the scriptures say, it's impossible for the elect to be deceived. So either way, wherever they're from, they're gonna come from up out of that. If it's a false teacher teaching them that, the Lord is ultimately going to guide them. And they're already in their spirit, ready to pack their shit up. I can feel that through the spirit. And that's what this lesson is about. You know, the elect, you know, amongst these different groups, the sincere elect, they're getting ready to pack their shit up, man. Okay? And they're getting ready to abandon you groups because it's getting too close, man. The wolf is getting too close. And that wolf, you should know who that wolf is. He eat him. Coming down having great wrath because you know that he had but an amount of time. That wolf is coming. Okay? So they need sound doctrine. Okay? They need a path that they can follow, man. Okay? You know, they're not trying to fall in the ditch, you know, because of your fucking pride, your teachings, you know, and anything that you might have. That ain't got nothing to do with the sheep, man. You got something wrong with the apostles and elders, that's between you and them. But you supposed to search out the matter, man. Okay? This is our reasonable service. You know, we are supposed to search out, you know, we're supposed, a workman not to be ashamed, okay? Rightly dividing the word of truth. The MOTB is one of the biggest, it's one of the major prophecies, man. If not the the most major prophecy. Okay? Because that's what wraps Revelation up, that MOTB. It wraps it up. And then, you know, everything else start coming. You know? You know, it wraps it up. You got war. In the midst of that, you got war. Then the World War III, all that. Then all that with missiles hitting. Okay? The elect being beamed out of here in the chariots. You know, Jacob's trouble. Which, of course, Jacob's trouble comes before being beamed up. Hope you guys stay with me, you newer brothers and sisters. But the Lord is going to send, the Lord is going to remove the elect from amongst you, man. Because you being a deceitful. You being deceitful, man. You being a hireling right now. Okay? You only care about the day's wages. You know? Now, Lord willing, the Lord put the spirit on you to wake up and start preaching the truth. And to acknowledge your offense. Okay? To acknowledge where you went off. Okay? Because right now, yes, you owe an apology to the apostles and elders, but right now, you dragging the hopeful elect. You dragging the elect in that. It's somebody amongst even if it's just one amongst that congregation. There's at least one person that's of the elect. Okay, and you're misleading them. You're misguiding them. That's a serious offense. Okay, that's a serious offense. And you can't paint with a white brush and then in your mind know exactly what it is, and you try to dull that. You try to bring that painting to a minimum. You painting with a white brush, touching all the areas, and you know what it is. You know what it is, but you're painting with a white brush, and your brush strokes are becoming lesser and lesser. You getting closer and closer. What happened to it being white woman? Okay. Whatever happened to whatever happened to that? You know. whatever happened to it's June. There are no microchips. So that stroke from that wide brush, you bringing it, you minimalizing it now. Now you talk about BRICS and the CBDC, central banking, digital currency. Now you jumping in, but like the Apostle Paul said, man, you can't talk about these things without mentioning the main subject, man, because we are spiritual. The spiritual things were given unto the men of the Lord. The secrets unto the prophets. Okay? And if you're a true prophet, you're gonna get that breakdown correct. You ain't gonna be trying to tiptoe over it, because within that it comes judgment, man. It's a serious charge, you know, knowing what it is, knowing what the MOTB is, but painting with a wide brush. So you could be the one that, no, man, it's already been brought out. The dextrose, the MOTB, all that's been brought out. The implant, the sores that's gonna come through those that take it, their skin, all that's been searched out. You know, you gotta stop being so damn selfish and high-minded and prideful. You know, but I jumped on here to say that the elect is gonna be brought out from amongst these different people, man. Okay, and this is why it's important when the Lord gave the command, feed my sheep, feed my sheep. Okay. Our version of that is be instant in season and out of season. Okay? You know? Being instant in season and out of season. You know, feeding the sheep constantly. You know? Letting them know the wolf is coming. This is how the wolf is coming. The wolf is being cunning, okay? Watch out for him. Never trust that enemy. Okay, but you know that ain't the case for you guys that took the bag, sold out, prideful, don't want to teach the truth, knowing what it is in the back of your mind. That's sin unto you. You painting with a white brush, but the whole time you know how to hit that spot with that brush. You know the breakdown to hit that spot with that brush. Okay, but that's sin, man. Okay, that's sin to you. All right. So, because the scriptures talk about for him that know better, roughly paraphrasing, for him to know to do good and do it to not, that is sin unto him. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. And if you can, brothers out there, you know, brothers and sisters, brothers, you know, post some scriptures that are going according to the lesson, man. Baruch. You know, but you know, Lord willing, that fell on good ears. The elect are packing their shit up as we speak, and that's gonna be the title. So Shalom, call all Yahawah, Bahashim Yahawashi, Bahashim Rekakudash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. Okay. You know, the elect are packing their shit up as we speak. All right. Shalom.